style, and it's annoying me right now. Like, this is probably more scary than what I'm going to be talking about. My guy. Hi everyone, it's me, Chloe. Why do YouTubers open like that? Like, you obviously know it's me. Hi! As you can tell by this video, it's kind of a storytelling thing. And since it's Halloween and it's October, which is my favorite holiday ever, Halloween, it's just the perfect time. The history and just the meaning behind it, and just in general, dressing up as someone else is so fun, so surreal. I love it so much. What's your favorite holiday? I'm sorry. But Halloween is my favorite holiday, and since it's like the spookiest month out of the whole year, I want to talk about my spooky experience with the paranormal. I know some people might be like, paranormal stuff isn't real, but like, I believe it's real in a way. Like, I don't know. So I'm just gonna give you like some stories where from when I was younger to like now. I'm gonna like, I probably might do another episode because I've experienced a lot of paranormal stuff. Okay, so my first story of paranormal activity or paranormal experience, it's kind of like not really paranormal. It was kind of like just creepy things that happened to me when I was little. So at my old house that I used to live in, I used to live on the main floor, and then I had a basement full of my toys and stuff, and my parents just live upstairs. I guess when I was asleep, some of my toys would start going live, like start hopping around. So I had Tigger the tiger. He was battery operated, and he would do this creepy thing around at 3 o'clock at night, and he would start bouncing around and starts like laughing and stuff at 3 o'clock every day. And my parents were getting so creeped out by this, and honestly, I would be creeped out too if I had a kid. I'd be like, sorry kid, that toy is gone, throw you. Another thing was like sleep paralysis, or like lucid dreaming. So sleep paralysis is a temporary inability to move or speak that occurs when you're waking up or falling asleep. It's not harmful and should pass in a few seconds or minutes, but can be very frightening. I remember my first experience of experiencing that. I was in my bed at my old house, and I remember one of the lamps were on, and I was just laying in bed thinking like, wow, I'm so tired, I want to fall asleep, blah blah blah. Next thing you know, I see like a shadow, like a really big shadow, just like come over and start staring at me and glaring at me, and it was really terrifying. Like, it was a really creepy creature, and I couldn't say anything, and I was freaking out, and I couldn't move. But I could like look around, and I wanted to scream, I wanted to cry, but my parents were asleep upstairs, and I couldn't do anything about it. And the creature was just getting closer and closer to my face, and then I just finally blinked and woke up, and it was just like, whoa, so scary. It was really, really creepy. Well, this is a paranormal experience. So do you guys know what shadow people are? There's like a bunch of things behind shadow people. Like, there's 2 types or 3 types. One is like, if it's below 5 feet, they're good. If it's taller than 6 feet, they're bad. And if it has a hat on, it's like Satan or something. I remember around 10:30 every night in my bed, like not in this bed but in this room, my bed would be facing the door, and I would always have my door open, and I would always like look at my door, and I would see a shadow figure walk past my door. He was wearing a hat, and he would stop and stare at me, and he had red eyes. So he would stand at my door looking at me for about like, what seemed like forever, but it was like probably a minute. But I was so terrified, and then I would hide under the covers thinking like, oh, this is gonna protect me, but I probably won't. But like, it's under, like, I'm hiding under the blankets, and then I will look and he's gone, and I would assume like it was my dad. Like, and when I was little, I thought it was my dad checking in on me, make sure I wasn't playing my Game Boy all night. I would assume like my dad went to like my brother's room, and I would never see the shadow figure walk back. So this would happen a lot when I was like little, around that, like throughout the whole year, I would always see him around that same time. And then I finally told my parents, like, hey, listen, like, there's this guy, I see him, he's wearing a hat and a cape, and he's tall, and he's, like, black, and I see him staring outside my room. And my parents got concerned, and they're like, hey, Chloe, could you draw what he looked like? If I could find the drawing, I'll probably pop up a picture here. If I can't, then I'm sorry. But I remember I drew a picture of what he looked like, and my parents were kind of creeped out about it, because I drew him, like, with the hat and then the cape and how, like, he looked and everything. But that was probably very scary for me when I was little, because, like, seeing a guy with red eyes, terrifying. Oh my god. And what's weird about it, let me read you something that I found while I was looking up shadow people. So if you look up shadow people, hat man, this story popped up. A shadow person, also known as a shadow figure, shadow being, or a black mass, is a perception of a patch of shadows as a living humanoid figure, particularly as interpreted as a believer in the paranormal or supernatural. There has been countless stories and photos and videos of shadow people uploaded, but what most people don't know is while many of these were being tormented by shadow people, a selected group was experiencing something similar but different, the Hat Man syndrome. And it has a picture of kind of what the eye looked like. The Hat Man appears in the same way that shadow people do, unlike the phenomena that was made popular by the Art Bell and Thunderstrikes. The Hat Man encounters bear a few striking differences and sets apart. Appears often during the night. The Hat Man is always wearing a wide-brimmed hat, and though most people are unable to make out distinct features, he's usually described as a solid black mass. Witnesses often unable to describe the Hat Man's lower body, as if he seems to float silently above the ground. Many who report experiences with the Hat Man believe that the entire entity has been presented them since their childhoods. I myself have very vivid memories of having a run-in, and I can only describe it as a Hat Man. As far as my memories go, I would always spot him the same long hallway in my basement, usually paying me no mind whatsoever. I continue to have these harmless encounters over the years. He disappeared altogether. So I'm not alone. Okay, so like that is very creepy, because like I was talking to my friend Bryce about this, and I was like, listen, like when I was little, I like had a guy in a hat watching over me. Oh, this is literally him. Okay, sorry, Instagram. That's him right here, that guy, the Hat Man with the red eyes and everything. I'll pop the picture up right here. That's what he looked like when he came into like my door and stared at me. That is so creepy. Oh my god, I'm quaking. So yeah, that's one of my most vivid experiences with paranormal, the Hat Man. Another thing that I remember that was kind of like a paranormal thing, I would always see figures growing up, like they looked so real, like they looked like real people, but they weren't. I remember one time I was eating breakfast and I saw a white guy in a white shirt like walk out of my backyard, and I thought it was my dad. So I would go outside him and call for my dad, and I was like, Dad, is that you? And then my dad would be upstairs and he was like, I'm inside, Chloe. Weren't you just outside? I just saw a man get out of our backyard. And that got my dad worried. He's like, there's no man in our backyard. There shouldn't even be a guy in our backyard. And I would be like, well, I saw a guy in our backyard. Oh my god. Like at the time, you don't think that it's scary that you see these things, but like looking back on it, whoa. Like this is like a random story. I have always been obsessed with like the paranormal and just like ghosts and demons and angels and stuff as far as I can remember. I remember my brother got night vision goggles or something, and I remember taking them and I was like, okay, we're gonna hunt ghosts with these. And I remember we turned off all the lights in the living room and like basement, and we were walking around looking for like ghosts and stuff. So I'm like walking around and I'm like, ghosties, is anyone there? Hello, blah blah blah. And like, of course no one like answers me. But I swear I remember like in the corner of my eye I saw a shadow figure like standing in a doorway. But I don't really remember. But like I remember seeing shadow people growing up. It was this year. Yeah, this year. I think in March or February. February or March. I was doing a video like this, but it was like an unpackaging video, and I got mad at my brother because he used some of my facial products. So I went downstairs all angry and pissed off and so mad because he's using something that I bought with my money and he can easily buy it with his money, but no, he'd rather buy video games, you know, boy stuff. Anyways, so I start going off on him and start yelling at him and be like, listen, like, don't use my stuff. You can ask first, but like, you can't use my stuff. So then after I was going to run up the stairs. So my basement is set up weird. So we have our bathroom and then like our furnace room and then we have our stairs here, if that makes sense. So as I was running up the stairs to go upstairs, I hate the basement. I always hated the basement. I get an eerie feeling from the basement, even though I live in the basement. But anyways, as I was trying to go up the stairs, I look at the bathroom door and I see a 6-foot tall shadow man staring at me. Like of course he has no eyes, but I can literally like see the head, the shoulder, and then the arm. But I didn't see anything else. I just saw the head and the shoulder. And of course I start freaking out and I bucket up the stairs and I was like going on all fours. I was like not taking a chance. I do not want to get dragged down the stairs like in Paranormal Activity. Fuck that. I don't want that. So I run upstairs and I go back to filming and I literally nonchalant just start talking about it while I'm doing my makeup. I can insert a clip here. It's future Chloe editing this video right here that you can see. Ta-da. So I'm looking for the video that I'm talking about, which is right here. So I can go easily scroll up. And my first half of my video is missing. So back in February 25th, I recorded a video of me doing my makeup tutorial, as you can see, but I never really uploaded it. And my beginning is gone. Like, it's not, like, I recorded it, I remember editing it, but I don't have the first half. Did a shadow person delete it? But like, I'm sorry. I try to show as much proof as I can, but seems like every time when I do, I don't have it. I'm sorry. But back to you if you pass Chloe. If you guys believe in the paranormal or you have like paranormal experiences, leave it in the comments below. I kind of want to hear your stories and stuff because like I find that stuff fascinating. Like I remember watching as a little girl paranormal videos on YouTube for hours, scaring the living hell out of myself, but I enjoyed it because I'm a psychopath. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, and if you guys want to hear or see more of my paranormal experiences, leave a like again and let me know in the comments below because I have so many stories and I honestly want to go to haunted houses and start like doing a night at a haunted house or like in a haunted hotel and just like do some paranormal stuff. I want to be different. I want to be unique. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you guys in my next video.